Question 3, if elected, how will you ensure that the county complies with all state laws, public health orders, and governor's proclamations? Mr. Martins, you have 90 seconds to respond.
This again is a reaction to existing conditions. So we need to make certain that we're clearly in a position to anticipate things as they come forward. Could be floods, could be forest fires. In this particular case, it was a health directive. We've got to have a plan. We need to sit down and think about prior to, at all levels of government in the county, all departments, what would happen under each one of those scenarios. Flooding is probably more of an issue, and I serve on the Flood Advisory Committee. On the committee itself, we are taking a proactive look at what has to be done and what could possibly come about with flooding, and proactively looking at conditions and issues within the county where we can turn around and react quickly. COVID caught us off guard. I understand that, but we can't let it catch us off guard again. So in meeting those mandates, we will have to be, you'll never know what they're going to be, but you've got to be able to be prepared to react to them as quickly as possible.
Thank you. Question 3, if elected, how will you ensure that the county complies with all state laws, public health orders, and governor's proclamations? You have 90 seconds to respond, Ms. Oshadish.
Well, this is something that I've been working through for the last 4 years. And luckily, Kittitas County has a wonderful group of employees that are working for it and a great group of elected officials. Our prosecutor's office works very diligently to ensure that the elected officials that they represent are informed to make the legal decisions necessary to ensure that the county is not being sued on a regular basis or really at all. So I continue to depend on working well with our prosecutor, Greg Zempel, and his team to ensure that we are taking all the steps necessary to ensure that we are protecting Kittitas County and ensuring that we are not having to defend ourselves against unnecessary lawsuits. Thank you.
Thank you. Question 3, if elected, how will you ensure that how will you ensure that the county complies with all state laws, public health orders, and governor's proclamations? Ms. Carricker, you have 90 seconds to respond.
I am going to take head on I think the big question here is the mask mandate. And there's a lot of confusion and a lot of frustration with that going on around in our communities. And I think bottom line, not just as your Kittitas County Commissioner, but also as an individual, it's important for me to communicate openly and honestly what the definition of a proclamation is, what the definition of a mandate is and to ensure that we're getting out what really the information is. The mask mandate is not a law. Businesses cannot enforce people to wear masks, and that there's a lot of confusion and frustration with that. We can promote being healthy and for cleaning and doing all of that as far as in the grocery stores, but clear communication is imperative to me. And I know there's a lot of frustration and hurt in our communities. Otherwise, I really believe that Kittitas County does a good job with following laws and orders and whatnot, but I believe that that big question is the mask mandate there. And it is a proclamation, and proclamations unfortunately are not law. And L&I can enforce businesses and the health department can enforce those businesses, but really we need to be communicating, have clear, concise information being put out to the public. Thank you.
Thank you.